All right, guys, let's talk about the stock market today. So we had an absolute ripper rally today, literally almost out of nowhere. We got some news headlines coming across the board that Trump is going to either pause these tariffs with a lot of countries for 60 days, something like that, and the market absolutely exploded. What we're looking at here is the daily chart on the triple Qs. We were up 50 points today. If you know anything about the way that the triple Qs trades, being up 12% is not a normal thing. I've been kind of saying this for a while. I thought we were going to go a little bit lower last week, which we kind of got this bottoming out here at 402. I want to show you guys the weekly chart here. Okay, so where I was expecting to kind of come down to was this 200-day moving average. Now, this is not out of the question if this, let's say, kind of pushes up a little bit higher and then rolls over. If you get any type of move, and I just want to put this out there for a disclaimer. If you get any type of move over the next few weeks that comes down here to 383 or anywhere between 380 and let's call it 400, guys, get some outdated calls, okay, for a month, 2 months, 3 months out. Because if it pops from there and it does something like it did today, you're going to make a shitload of money, okay? A shitload of money. Now, again, that's hindsight, but I'm just saying if it goes back down there, make sure to get some calls, because typically any test of a 200-day moving average, 200 SMA, simple moving average, you get an immediate reaction. Now let's go to where we're at today. Big green candle here on the weekly, okay? If you look at the daily chart, huge engulfing candle. Not only did we reclaim our 5 and 10-day moving average, we stopped right here at this 20-day moving average. Okay, very, very significant. We've got a linear regression channel here that's essentially going sideways, telling us we're not in any kind of real uptrend or downtrend, although it seems like we've been in a short-term downtrend. The timeline and the manner of how we pushed down was so extravagant that it didn't get time to switch on the daily chart from, kind of bull to true bear. It just went into like a neutral consolidation zone here, which you can see from the weekly chart. Again, I'll go back to it. You can see from the weekly chart, if I just zoom out going back 2 years, we're still on a huge uptrend. So this pullback, nothing more than a very, very short bear market correction, whatever you want to call it, right? Truthfully speaking, we were in a bear market for a very brief moment in time, over 20% down from all-time highs. I'm going to call it more so a correction. Now, what this is kind of reminding me of, again, if we don't make, new lows that close below the 200 SMA, is this is reminding me somewhat of what we had during the pandemic, during that 2020, where we had that quick flash crash almost, and then within 2 to 3 months, we were back trading at all-time highs and above, and we actually finished the year green from being down 30+% on the year. So, do we see all-time highs this year in 2025? It's not out of the question. We're only about 100 points off of these all-time highs. If this tariff problem is going to go away and we get a Fed decision that's going to cut interest rates, you are going to see an absolute ripper rally that is going to make you so much money, your grandma's head's going to explode, okay? So how are we going to play this? Well, what I'm looking for here is any pullback into 455, any pullback into 436. I want to load up some outdated calls. I want to be looking to bounce off of these areas. What's going to get me out of my position is if we break through this most recent low below 400, okay? I want to go at least 30 to 60 days out on these calls. I don't want to play leaps where I'm playing for the end of the year. Just because I want to make money, quarter by quarter versus waiting, until the end of the year to try to hopefully cash out. I want to make money along the way here. I'm more of a shorter term trader where I'm going to be in and out of these moves on a week by week, month by month basis versus, a longer term investor. Now, if we just continue to have a day 2 rip, anything over today's highs, we got to be full send go. So if you're a day trader, you're a scalper, if we start to take out prices of 467.83, we want to be 100% long, okay? We want to be long because we have measured room potential to 486. So we could potentially climb another 20 points on the triple Qs where you can make fantastic loads of money. So even if you are a shorter term options player where you're looking to play maybe weekly options, maybe next week's expirations, you can definitely find some juice if we start to confirm today's highs. Now, here's the only thing to be careful of. If we gap up tomorrow over today's highs, be careful of going long right out of the gates. Allow it to blow off and then pull back, and then you want to get your calls once we pull back into support. If we open lower, okay, if we open lower than where we close today, that's good. Allow those early shorts to get trapped, and then you're going to buy going red to green. Again, remember, over 467.83, we're going to have tremendous amounts of opportunity to make serious cash here on a day-to-day basis if we're going to move in with this type of volatility. This is what you have to kind of live for as a trader. If you get a quarter where you're going to, really trend bull, I know a lot of people made money short. Again, I was one of the people who was shorting the market. I was also day trading futures in and out of the market short. But when you truly get a bull market, I'm not saying that we're going to go back into some crazy bull market, but I'm just saying from my past experiences over my 12 and a half years of trading, if you get a raging bull market, everything is so much easier. Everything is so much better because you can essentially buy through previous day's high. And then when we dip, you can always buy the dip and then it goes up. Even if you get calls that are 2 or 3 weeks out, you're still going to make money. The odds of you losing money on a bi-weekly basis when you're in a raging bull market is pretty slim to none, as long as you're kind of managing that position size. Now, again, I'm not saying to mortgage the wife and kids and put everything in, but what I'm saying is you really want to watch these levels. If we start to confirm today's highs, we're going to have room, and the next stop is going to be 485. Tremendous action from the bulls today, reclaiming these two short-term moving averages. You can see these two short-term moving averages, the 5 SMA, the 10 SMA, are still declining, but they're starting to flatten. If they start to flatten all the way, and you actually see this daily 5 SMA start to curl up and cross paths with the 10 SMA, we want to be long. The next target over 486 that I'm going to be looking to kind of capture here is 495, 500. That's the 50-day moving average. That's what started this whole sell cycle. Look at back here on February the 21st. Okay, so we're almost about 2 months from this price here. When we lost the 50 SMA, okay, back here at the end of February, that's what started this whole sell cycle. What do you think is going to happen if we're actually able to reclaim the 50 SMA, backtest it, hold, build some structure in this area between 480 and 500, and then start to push higher? You could get a multi-month run to the upside, which would take out all-time highs. Again, it's going to have a clear shot of all-time highs once we get over 518, 520, guys. If we get over 518, 520, and we start to actually close above that, 568 is going to be your target. That's where you're going to make a lot of money, and we're going to push those all-time highs. Again, as much as it seems like we went down, I mean, look at what we just reclaimed in a matter of a day. I mean, we reclaimed about a week's worth of price action here back to this resistance zone. I'm expecting it to be sticky in this area between 460 and 480. I'm expecting it to be very sticky because between March the 10th and April the 2nd, we spent an extensive amount of time trying to build support here, and we just couldn't do it, right? So now that we're back up into this range, we're going to have a little bit of trouble getting through this and actually staying above it. You might see a week of up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, where everyone thinks that we're going lower, and that might be a time where we kind of do something like this, and then it pulls back, and everyone's going to try to get short again, thinking that we're going to make all-time lows, and then next thing you know, it puts in this higher low, and this is where you're going to want to buy, okay? That's where you're going to want to buy, and you're going to want to really ride this back up into 500, 520, and beyond, because that's where you're going to make a lot of cash, okay? So again, how are we going to play it? Tomorrow, if we gap over today's closing price, let it go off the open, allow the first hour candle to close, and allow it to pull back. Let those early longs get trapped, allow them to get scared, panic, and sell off. And then once we come back down into an hourly support or 4-hour support, that's where we want to buy and take this market red to green. Again, if we just pull back, more than 50% of this daily candle, and we lose 436 price point, then yes, maybe we come back down here and start testing 400s. But until we lose 435, we have to be thinking long in this particular situation. Any pullback is going to be a great opportunity to hit a quick scalp to the short side, but look to buy long off of that support. Hope this video helps you guys. Let's make a lot of money this quarter. Again, if you guys want to join and trade with me each and every single day live, I trade futures each and every single day, as well as swing trade options. So if you guys are interested in learning, definitely join Evolution Traders. One-time payment, lifetime access. I'll see all of you guys on the inside. If you're looking to start trading with a prop firm and start learning how to trade futures, because there are going to be fantastic opportunities to make money here, you can use my code DAnthony at Apex and at daytraders.com. You can also use my link for Top 1 Futures down in the description box below. Very, very good discounts with all of those prop firms. I use and utilize each one of those prop firms, and I definitely recommend them. So with that being said, I will see all of you guys on the inside. Make sure you guys leave me a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys thought about this price action today, because it was absolutely insane. Did you catch any of this long move today? I was in a few QQQ calls that I had bought a couple days ago, and I just randomly was just looking at charts like I always do every day, and I looked at my screen and the P&L was up damn near $800 a contract at one point in time, $1,000 a contract, and I didn't even realize it. I did take a little bit of profits off of that on this push up here into this supply, but I am looking to rebuy in and continue to add into this position if it continues to roll forward. With that being said, I'll see all of you guys on the next one.